Hi everyone, here is Visual Effects tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to use the basic After Effects particle systems like the CC particle world. After Effects has these excellent particle systems provided by Cycle Effects, which creates three-dimensional particles to add into your composition. Okay, so let's see how does this work. Create a new solid layer, and then write particle world cycle particle world. Add it to your solid layer, and now, as you can see, there are so many sparks generated from a point. There is a grid and there is a symbol. The symbol is the z-axis. Well, this grid can be easily deleted from your composition. Just go on grid, click and choose off. Okay, this is our particle systems. We can immediately see that it is a three-dimensional effects. You can see the cube, and it's already animated. There are these sparks which fall down because of the gravity. So the first parameters we see are the birth rate, which sets how many particles are generated every second. If I increase it, there will be more particles. If I decrease it, there will be less particles. If I set it to 0, there won't be any particle. Remember, more particle you generate, easier will be your composition, so pay attention. The longevity is the age of the particles. How much can a particle can be old? For example, if the longevity is set to 1, after 1 second a particle will die, so change color will disappear. So remember, more longevity means more particles for more time in your composition, so heavier composition. When a particle dies, the composition of course is lighter. Okay, then if we open the producer subpanel, we can see the position X, position Y, position Z, the radius. Well, the position is the emitter position, the X on each axis, because it's a three-dimensional particle systems. It can be affected by a camera in your composition. So if, for example, I create here new camera, and I add to my composition, I set the camera to the composition. The particle system will be affected by our camera. For example, well, you can see I'm rotating the emitter, but I'm rotating the camera. So this is really awesome. Just particular can be a better particle system than this. Okay, let's come back to our producer position, the radius. So how big will be our emitter? So the X, Y, and Z. So it will be really big or just a point. Set to 0, 0, and 0. Just a point. Okay, this is really important, because if you want to make wide particle systems, you need to increase the radius settings. The physics regulate sets the basic rules of the physics in your composition. So the animation, and this it's automatically set to explosive, so particle will explode out from the emitter. But we can of course set to twirly vortex fire is like a fire movement. So now I'm changing the position. Okay, if as you can see, it has the same turbulence of the fire, or vortex will create a big vortex. Here is the velocity, so the speed of our particles we can set to 0. The particles will be static, but in this case there is the gravity, so they fall down. If I set to 2, particles will be really real speedier than before. The inert velocity, the gravity is really important because it's the force which pull down your particles. So if we set that to 0, particles won't never fall. The resistance means there is a kind of wind which stops our particles. Then there is the extra, which add an extra movement to our particles, and the extra angles, which controls the angle of the movement set by the extra. There is the particle. That is really important. This is the core of the particle system, because each particle has its shape. It can be a line, star, or even a sphere. As you can see, there are these three-dimensional particles which are really good, but we can also set to a textured quad polygon, 3-polygon, or custom shapes. We'll see it in future tutorials, or cubes, or even bubbles. Oops. Or even bubbles. This is an awesome feature. So many kind of preset shapes for your particles. It's really useful. There is the burst size. So when a particle bursts, how big will be this set it. So if I change it, just you can see it automatically change, affecting the composition. The depth size is the same thing, but when a particle dies, the size variation set the randomness or our particle size. The maximum opacity will set the maximum level of transparency will have our particles. So if I set to 100, particles will be automatically won't be transparent. If I set to 0, they will all disappear. So let's set to 80. The color map is really important because set the color of our particles. We can set a custom color map, a birth to death, which is really useful because when a particle birth has a determinate color, when a particle dies has another color, so it creates automatically a gradient, a ramp. So we can also set the transfer mode if we have something below our layer with the particles, which is really useful, and the distance from the camera, the rotation, and some other stuff which is really important. But in this case it won't affect our composition because we already have a camera. But if we delete a camera, we can see it works with its own camera system, which is really useful too. Okay, so here we have kind of tornado with bubbles, which is particles are already transparent. So if I add a new layer and I place it below our particle layer, we will be able to see it. So Okay, place it below, and we can see the text is visible when there are not particles. It's really awesome. So, and this is why Cycor particle system can be used as an alternative to Trapcode Particular, the most powerful particle system for After Effects. So don't worry, if you haven't the money to buy Particular, you can always use this awesome feature of After Effects CS4. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe us to support our activity and to get new tutorials. Thank you.